Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast. I am your host, Bruce, and I'm joined as always, man, with E. What's going on, bro?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's the first day of a new year, man.
First day, bro.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year to you, 2023.
Yes, sir, man. Happy New Year to you, too.
Man, it's all on
It's
me.
crazy, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy, man. Made it into another one.
Yes, sir.
We're going to hop right into it, bro. Episode 43, man.
Yes, sir.
The topic, you want to introduce you? Want me to
All right,
introduce?
I got you, man. Are we striving for substance or falling by the appetite of substance abuse? What you think about that, man?
Oh, man, dog. I don't know where this conversation going to take us, dog, but, I got my notes, man, so, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to jump in, direct it the way you want to go.
I'm going to take wherever the notes take me. I got you.
So, like, what was your question again?
Say, are we striving for substance or falling by the appetite of substance abuse?
So I looked at the definition of striving for substance, and it's a person of substance adds value to the world. Falling by the appetite of substance abuse are like, it's a couple of different forms. So you got physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal, emotional, mental, financial, and cultural abuse. You know what I'm saying? And some of the causes of those substance abuses are expectation of masculinity and self-medication, pressures related to like life circumstances, genetic dispositions, health conditions, trauma from childhood, and grief.
Wow, bro, I'm gonna call a timeout. I don't think I was ready for this today. So this is how you gonna start 23 off?
You know what I'm saying? But It's real. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different forms of substance abuse, and the reasons why that is so many different forms of that. It branches off from so many different angles.
Yeah, so many different root causes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely get that.
So like,
Go ahead.
Like if we're striving for substance and we're striving to add value to the world, things that affect that, in my opinion, are the lack of the right attitude and the lack of motivation. And the reason those two lacked are because we forget. You know what I'm saying? We forget that we go through different seasons and we made it through and things of that nature. Or we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, we don't know that we can change or things can change. We forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like now we going more into strongholds.
Facts.
You know, if you know better, you do better. But what happens when you don't know? When you don't know better and you've never been introduced to better?
You know what I mean?
How can you do better when, to be honest with you, you're in a structure, in which all you've seen is negativity?
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
It begins to you begin to mimic. You become
a
product of your environment.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. I see we going at with this.
Nah, bro, that's real.
I see it.
So we go to substances to give us emotion because we don't want to deal with our emotions. We believe we lack creativity, or we don't want to deal with our thoughts. So when I'm hearing the statement falling by the appetite of substance abuse, it reminds me that substances are not just drugs. When I think of substance abuse, I think of attachments to something. You spoke on strongholds. So you attach to something, man. So you must be careful what you attach to, because it can either construct you or destroy you, and those you come into contact with. We talked about this in the last episode. I feel a lot of people don't have a good sense of faith, and they put their faith in too many things that are like low-hanging fruit. I reference things above, like the physical, sexual, verbal, mental abuse, financial abuse, right? So you put your faith in money, put your faith in violence, put your faith in sex, words. So they gravitate to these things thinking that's going to fill your void on the inside. And through life is a journey. And throughout my life, my faith continues to grow, but, I put it in God. And for me, that's still the test of time. So you got to find things that don't leave you empty after you do them, that stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? That throughout the test of time, man, it's still there. It's still something you can gravitate to.
Got you, man. So, brother, as I'm hearing you speak, right, now I got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So one of the questions that I have is, like, these attachments that you speak of, The attachment. What? Okay. Why do you think? Okay. What do you think causes the attachments again?
So again, you got people still celebrating New Year's. So then you got things that affect it first of all is your attitude and motivation, right? If those two things are out of whack, you're going to start attaching yourself to things outside yourself.
Okay, so let me pause you. Your attitude and motivation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your motivation, okay, your attitude can, in return, it affects whether or not you're motivated to do something or not, correct?
Right.
Okay, so now, what's one thing that we, when I say we, you, me, or anybody of that nature, what is one thing that we can control? What's one thing that we can never get away from that could help us with the bigger picture?
For me, I think it's how you react to your situation. Like how you react to what's going on around you, how you reacting to what's going on outside. Exactly. You know, we could get mad and end the podcast, or we could say, look, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Continue to push through. Yeah. So your attitude towards how you react to it and like your reaction to it, because some people react differently to everything. You know what I'm saying? So
controlling what you can control.
Control what you can control, bro.
And I feel also, tampering your emotions. I believe that we can become too. See, that's emotion. Also, to me, is a substance within itself.
Facts, bro.
You can get too high one way. You can get too low. But trying to remain, moderate. Yep. That's always that's the true test. Just no matter what, being in an environment in which people asking you, blazing questions. You feel it. You're in a hot seat, but then you just compose yourself and you come back and you answer. Not your answer is not with wrath or rage. However, it's calm, but it's direct and it's precise. Now all of a sudden it's like, dog, I thought we was gonna get him.
Right, I didn't think he was gonna react that way.
Exactly.
You throw people off.
Exactly. And it's that's like real. Those are the things I feel like we can control. And to be honest with you, that's how you get your power back also. Like you were talking about, man. See, it's substances, man. It's so many different substances that a lot of people wouldn't even think of as being a substance. Like just now, you didn't even think about that. Emotion, bro. Yeah. Emotional intelligence. One of the most dangerous substances around.
And it made me think of like we go off of what we feel sometimes rather than what we know. And I feel like that's kind of tricky. Like I'm still trying to understand that in my own, journey. But I feel like sometimes we base how we feel off of what, like attitude and motivation. Sometimes you don't feel motivated, but it's something you should do. Going to the gym, eating right. You know what I'm saying? You may not feel like going to the gym. You may be sore, may be tired. But it's something that you need to do that's going to benefit you. And you spoke on emotional intelligence. One reason like I said before, one reason we go to substances is because of emotion. We don't want to deal with our emotions. We believe we lack creativity. We don't want to deal with our thoughts. What's going on around you? May be mad, angry, sad. You know what I'm saying? Confused, frustrated. And you go to, a substance to make you feel better, man, to fill that void. But at the end of the day, what I learned is once that substance is done, the problem's still there. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, man, because emotional intelligence is big, bro. So many problems could be avoided. So many situations could be avoided if we learn how to control our emotions, bro. That's powerful, dude.
Most definitely. Now check this out. Now let's flip that.
What's up?
Substances.
Okay.
So substances, that's a word and an identity of its own. But then if you take the S off and then you just read into substance, substance is something totally different. Substance could be seen many different ways. Like, for example, most things of substance isn't easy or mostly desirable by the masses. Yep. That's not oftentimes the things that's going viral.
I was about to say, look, I was literally thinking media.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a trip, right?
It is.
It mostly features hard work and effort. So that means you got to get out there and you got to put forth the effort. Effort, that's the word. A wise man often he often tells me, he tells me that's the one thing you can control. And that's in every aspect of your life. Whether you playing sports on somebody's job, you know, or you are in ownership of something, it's your effort. Your level of effort will ultimately take you to where you want to go.
That's 100%.
Or your lack thereof will also.
I was about to say, that's still going to take you somewhere.
Exactly.
You know
and life can be a roller coaster. You know, it never has the look of low-hanging fruit. It doesn't. Low-hanging fruit is something that is, you know, it's in your sight and it's on demand. You can touch that. You can run it. A toddler can run and grab that. That's something right there. And to be honest with you, oftentimes that's the ones you really, it's hard to trust those.
Right.
You know, but it's like, you know, you pay a price from that. It might look nice, but you're going to pay the price. You know,
100%.
It's like, also it resides in high elevation levels, at high elevation levels, and usually causes you to focus to rise above your current state of acceptance.
Say that again.
All right. So I said
again.
It resides in a high elevation level.
Okay.
And usually causes your focus to rise above your current state of acceptance.
I love that, man, because it's not low hanging fruit. Like you said, it causes you to rise above your current state. Your current state of thinking, current state of doing things, your current habits. So that means that my pastor used the example. He said, as a rocket go up, it drops things off. So to elevate, bro, like you gotta
get rid of weight.
You gotta get rid of weight, man.
Yes,
whether
sir.
that's habits, whether that's ways of doing things. Like I said, man, it's like
you gotta become lighter.
You gotta become lighter, bro, to elevate yourself, to reach your higher thinking, higher way of being, higher way of living. You know what I'm saying?
Right, bro. You have to evolve.
You have to evolve, bro.
In order to be, like, people don't even understand, at higher altitudes, you still go through a period of evolution because breathing is different at a higher altitude. That's why certain teams have how can I put this? They have an advantage on you when you have to come to their home field and they're at a higher altitude. Bruh. Because most teams not even used to breathing at such an altitude like that. And if you running, hurry up and you going fast, people not used to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oregon. I'm thinking about Oregon fast, but I remember they introduced that, bro. Yep. Yeah. It's I want to touch on something else before you move forward, man. It's like you spoke on effort a couple of moments ago, man. And it's like when you go to a higher altitude, you have to work harder. And if you think like I'm thinking about tangible things, bro. Like we just talked about a rocket going up. So you fighting against gravity. The higher you go, the more gravity pushes down on you. So it's like the higher you want to go in life, the higher you want to go. Whether it's just you trying to make more, you trying to read more, you trying to be a better human. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be so much more effort you're going to have to put forth, man, up front. Like you spoke on low-hanging fruit, dog. So I mentioned like sex, drugs, money are low-hanging fruit in my mind. Like if you going at it with the wrong mindset, you know what I'm saying? And those are easy to obtain, but they have a long-term consequence. Yeah. Versus going higher, trying to elevate yourself, it's harder to obtain, but the consequence, the benefit of it is so much more long lasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Because the next thing I have is, but it does feature much quality in a society that demands quantity. So I want you to think about that for a second. You know, in a society that demands quantity, think about what I'm saying now. In society, the first thing that people often are talking about or expressing is more. Numbers. When you think about more, some, numbers, you're thinking about things of that nature. And in logistics, I've learned that you can become just another number. And that number could easily be replaced, for another number. So you have to understand your own importance in that realm as well. But people have always aimed for quantity, and in doing so, it's done its fair share of damage over periods of time.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? People have always aimed for quantity. They aim for bigger numbers. They aim for more money. They aim for more. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's one thing that has always been taught to us is to aim for more. You want more. So in a sense, it breeds this thought process or this notion of greed, more.
Facts.
And, In doing so, is unfair share of damage over periods of time. I say unfair because a lot of things that's done to people, it seems real unfair. Because, for again, going back to it, being a product of your environment, it's just simply they just reacting off what they were taught. Well, I was told, my mama said she ain't never had nothing, so we need to have, the more the merrier.
Facts. Fall into the appetite of substance abuse, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
bringing it full circle,
bro. It's crazy because the more you get, the less you appreciate. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you're really being real about it, dog. Like, the more material items you gain, like the more clothes you get, the more shoes you get, bro. It's like, but when you had that one pair, you had those 3 pair of shoes. You went to toothbrush,
filter it.
You know what I'm saying? Cleaning them mugs.
You're right.
You really appreciate it.
You value it because you got to make it last, especially when you get too much too fast.
Yep.
It's like it should be a gradual build to certain things.
Facts, man.
Also, we've abused ourselves along with others with this numerological, excuse me. Oh goodness, with this numerology. My
you good.
Numerical. I don't know what my mind just went. There we go, the first one for 23. But yeah, numerical outlook regarding what we felt would use, or what we felt would usher the result we thought we wanted. So in a sense, it's like go back over that one more time. We abused ourselves along with others with this numerical outlook regarding what we felt would usher the results we thought we wanted.
Oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, numbers.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of times it's like what we thought we wanted is in the long run we look at it and we like, nah, I was taught this, but this it's a lot that come with this. There's a lot of baggage that comes with this. They say with every new level is a new devil. So it's like, that's what comes with it. That's
real though, man. Yeah. Like the more responsibility that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% true.
Most definitely. But it's just like when getting to it though, like this title, are we striving for substance or falling by the appetite of substance abuse?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at it, man, from 1,000 feet. You stop and you question yourself. Substance abuse is substance. So it's like it becomes substance versus substance abuse. Which one are we really striving for? Which one really matters the most? Which one does society say, is more fitting for the masses? Then you look at one is all about instant gratification.
Facts.
Because it's like, man, that's on demand. You can substance abuse. That's why it's happening. That's why it's abusing people, because it's so much of it. It's at your fingertips. It's, to be honest with you, plastic surgery, that's a substance abuse.
It is.
Issue that's in America today. Like opioids, stuff like that. Facts. Like you talked about.
Consumption. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm thinking about, like consumption, man.
Overconsumption.
We just passed the holidays. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Like, just buying stuff just to buy stuff. The Hoarder series.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? And when you was talking, like, the definition I found was substance was adding value, right? And then substance abuse, meaning abusing the ability to add value. You know what I mean? Going past that moment. I think about like with food, you know what I'm saying? Like the benefit of food, what it's done for, to feed, of course, to fill your hunger, to give you energy. But then you go past that by abusing that value that's being added, and then it comes into excess. You know what I'm saying? It's oversaturation.
You're right, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's real, bro.
It's like we become fixated off of greed at times and chasing another's portion.
Yeah, bro.
It's like people often find themselves out here trying to rob. What they say, rob Peter to pay Paul. But it's like in the long run, all you accumulating is debt. You got a brand new friend that's gonna be with you for a while, and that friend is called debt.
That's real.
So it's like, man, nobody happy at the end of the day, you know. And the crazy part about it, you just talking about the holidays, so we just technically we on the backside of the holidays, but the next thing that's going to get society and is through the art of consumption again. It's going to be the Super Bowl. You know how many times
Right
now
after, yeah.
these big screen TVs about to go on sale, and now people sit up their tax time coming up. So I got to get me a big. You know, it's
That's
just
real.
like it's the next thing. You know,
What'd you say? What was that sentence you said before that? You said
one?
before you went into it, you said something of basically like comparison type thing.
About what's that?
Right before you got into the Super Bowl, it was something you said.
Well, we become fixated off of greed. That you talking about that?
Nah, we become fixated with like the next person's thing.
Oh yeah. We've become fixated off of greed at times and chasing another's portion.
Another's portion. And I want to stay on that, because I want to stay on that because what I wrote down was the appetite of comparison. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the problems with that is I'm looking at somebody else's life and taking one or two similarities and thinking I could do the same thing for myself. You know, but the reality is we two different people. The most dangerous thing for a young mind or for any mind, I think, is to be impressed. And when you're impressed with something without the knowledge of being yourself or like the knowledge of yourself, or to the point that you lose sight of the knowledge of yourself, you are lost or become lost. So go ahead.
The most dangerous thing is what?
To be impressed. Like the most dangerous thing for a mind
I'm
is to
asking
be
you something
impressed.
crazy. And this just dawned on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be impressed. That's interesting, man. Because you say impressed. First thing that hit me is depressed, oppressed, pressed, hard pressed.
Get impressed.
There you go.
That's real though, bro. That's 100%, man. Let me change that statement. One of the most dangerous things for a mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real, bro. Like to be impressed. In my head, I think you making an imprint on your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like something memorable. And I think, like I said, when you lose knowledge of self, or when you don't know self, right? Like, you don't take time to know yourself. You don't take time to dive into things to help you understand yourself more. That's when it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? And you must get to know self first and learn yourself, like I said, and learn not to devalue yourself with low hanging fruit like fast money, fast sex, fast drugs. And believe it or not, there are people in the world that look for opportunity to take advantage of being impressed on your mind. You know what I mean? So like when they see you weren't impressed with certain things over, like when they see you impressed over, put that impression over yourself, then they're going to use that to control you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's funny you say that because even on devices, they even keeping track of what it is you like.
Facts.
So they keep it flashing right before your eyes. And that's why you notice you're like, dog. You could be talking to me. We could have been talking before, we went live and we talking about food. Boy, I could show you a burger, whatever. Then all of a sudden, man, you just keep getting these.
Bruh,
exactly.
That happened. I'm talking to somebody about gyms, and I think I looked up. We went into the location of the gym, and then I went on the my phone, bro, and the ad for the gym popped up on my phone. And I'm like, bro, stuff like that. If you're not careful, it's like you said, notifications. Like you get so many notifications, dings, bells, vibrations on your phone, man. And you scroll down and there's so many icons on there. You know what I mean? From
exactly.
This social media site, this social media, this email, blah, blah, blah. And it's like you get consumed by that, man. It's making an impression on you every time you see it.
Exactly.
And it's crazy. And it's like for me, like I came up with a solution, right? So realize people are different. This is super important. And it could be even something like body. For me, like body composition is important to me, right? And I did so much research on that, like the bodybuilder phase type thing. Mm-hmm. And remember we was talking about that before, man, earlier in the year. And you even mentioned that to me, like, bro, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta chill out a little bit. So it's like I was looking at it so much, man, that I started putting it over my actual health. Going into it like crazy, you know what I mean? Overboard. So realize people are different, man. live different, we look different, we grew up different, and we work different. You'll run yourself crazy, go broke, or lose friends or family trying to be somebody else or live their experience in life.
Or lose your mind.
Lose your mind, man. So it's nice to admire some qualities of what people have, but at the end of the day, you must decide for yourself based on your own personal experience and stop comparing or reaching for similarities. You'll jack yourself up wanting what other people have. So instead, take a closer inspection of your own life and see how you can get better and work with what you have. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I just thought that was dope, man. It's like, yeah, man, you just get caught up in that. I would say, you got anything to add on that, bro?
Nah, man, I'm just, honestly, I'm taking it all in right now, man. I mean, you dropping, man, a gold mine right now.
I appreciate it, bro. So, like, the appetite to be cool or accepted. Again, the title was,
Talking about today's title,
yeah.
striving for substance or failing by the appetite of substance abuse.
So that appetite to be cool or accepted, I think that has caused me sometimes in my life to be scared to be vulnerable, and not vulnerable in an irresponsible way, but mask my emotions. So in doing so, I go against my own natural bodily functions, and which causes me to override it through substances. So to mask my emotions, you go to substances, whatever that substance may be.
Oftentimes in life, man, what I've learned is when you are afraid to be vulnerable, that's when you're most vulnerable. It's
facts.
Like, for real. It's
bro.
Like, man, when you running from one thing, it's like, bro, it's going to run you right into, the next demon.
Real talk, man.
And that next demon know how to exploit you because now you done ran your mouth to that demon. Oh, I got you.
100%.
Little Jody, come on over here real quick. Whatever. And here you go. Like, it's no different than, certain kids, man, that don't even have a father figure at the house. And then all of a sudden, they run to the streets. And the streets accept them. That's what they think. That's the picture, But really and truly, man, the streets don't love nobody.
100%, bro.
Don't love nobody. The corner don't love nobody. The corner gonna be there. That's the thing. And it's crazy, man, because really and truly nobody got no ownership to the corner.
Nobody, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody, man.
How many so-called accidents or incidences happen on the corner?
Before you even got there, before you even was thought about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's wild,
Waiting
man.
on the next victim.
Yep.
The corner.
I feel like that's why you gotta focus more on what's going on in your personal life. You know what I mean? Put it in perspective. Like, life is about perspective. So you have to focus on your own perspective of life. You know what I mean? Like I said, not in an irresponsible way, but what's going on in your whole environment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like just growing up, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, a black thing, or just a man thing, but don't be soft. You know what I'm saying? We all heard that. Subconsciously or maybe consciously, I feel weird crying in front of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try not to do it. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. I don't mean to jump in, man.
Nah, go ahead, dog.
I remember the first time I was in church, man, and I saw a brother cry. I didn't know how to accept that.
Right.
Like, I was messed up. I was like, does this brother need some help right now? Like, somebody
feel
need to
me?
get on over there. Don't let him do that in front of everybody. It's just like,
Right.
it's like,
That's real though,
like,
bro.
no, bro, don't do that. You'll never be seen the same.
That's 100%.
Then all of a sudden, when you realize, man, this brother, he doesn't care.
Right.
Like, then all of a sudden, you like, this brother is like balling in front of everybody. Then you start to re-examine what you were previously examining, and you like, something different here.
Yep.
Like, bro, this brother was in pain, but right now he's releasing that pain. Then all of a sudden, you feel what he's feeling, and you like, bro, like, I almost want to cry right now.
That's how you know it's real, man.
Exactly, man. It's just like, it's a whole different reality, That's why we got to go back to, what it is that we teaching or what we are not teaching. You got to focus on those things, man, and really, like, instead of always trying to make, it's funny, for so long, we were told how we were supposed to act, or how we were supposed to portray ourselves in public, or how we were supposed to look in public. especially being people of color, a lot of times with like women, you know, couldn't wear their hair natural. They needed to have it perm so that they can look like the next individual, just so that they can have an opportunity or be accepted. Hopefully to be accepted, but still never be accepted. Then for, you know, the gentlemen, in a sense, we were taught to be He-Man, look like He-Man. Yeah. But actually have absolutely no intelligence up top.
Facts.
It's like, be strong. We were stripped of the mentality, a functional mentality, so to speak, and a barbaric. It's like the animalistic qualities were put in us, and then we were stripped of that, and then told you need to look more like a robot or act like a robot. And like now, it's one of those instances now where we just need to understand that, look, we all humans. We all humans. We bleed. We do cry. You know, we feel pain.
Facts.
You know, we need to be there for our fellow brothers. We need to be there for our fellow sisters. We need to be there for the next person in pain. We need to uplift instead of tearing down. That's what we need to get back to. So, you know, especially in this new year, you know, this first day of this long year, you know, we need to focus on that, man. Put an onus on that. Get back to loving.
Facts.
You know?
I'm with that, bro. That's 100%. I feel I'm gonna just add one thing. Like, I think one of the biggest qualities or strength for a man is like to cry. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I reiterate, like, vulnerable, not in an irresponsible way, but bro, there's nothing wrong with emotions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel that you spoke on this, man. You said as us as humans, man, need to understand that about each other. So I feel that love is a substance. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's a positive one. So as friends, parents, spouses, you may tell someone something that may be taken the wrong way, but just don't, because you don't want to see them crash out in life. You know what I'm saying? That those of us who hate conflict or maybe overly risk averse, like myself, scared to take risks sometimes, are pushed in a shell when that happens, right? Because when someone when someone takes something that we were telling them in a negative way for us, it's like touching a hot stove. But it goes back to being vulnerable. Not everything is going to be received the way it's intended. So you shouldn't stop doing that. So let me explain, because I think I kind of confused a couple of people. So what I mean is, like, love is a substance. So let's just say I tell you something, dog, because I care about you, bro. It's like, I don't want to see you crash out, do something crazy, but you take it the wrong way. It's like, for me, sometimes you won't even say nothing else to that person. Like, for instance, it could be something that somebody said. You talking to somebody crazy. You know, you talking to your mom or older person crazy. I'm like, hey, bro, you shouldn't do that, man. And then you get mad at me. Hey, bro, who you talking to? Blah, blah, blah. So because I don't want to offend you or because I don't want to mess up the friendship, I don't say nothing else to you about it. I just let it continue to happen. But I feel like you shouldn't do that, bro. Like, if it's something you really care about and you know that that's wrong, you know what I'm saying? You know that your buddy or your friend, whoever, is really going to do something that's going to mess them up, say it. And if it mess up the relationship, it mess up the relationship. But I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go back and think about that. You know what I mean? That's going to go back and resonate in their mind. Maybe not in that second, maybe not in the next second, but it is going to reoccur. You feel me?
You're right.
Moving on the flip side, bro, I feel like hate is falling by the appetite of substance abuse. Instead of hating on, and this is...
I got a question
What's up?
Real quick before you even go there. So check this out. What do you feel is easier? Do you feel it's easier to love or hate?
Hate. Easy, bro.
That's the man. It's the sin. Bro. It's the sin. It's easy. It's already here. It's, man,
fall into the flesh,
bruh. Like people will come out, man. I'm talking about, and hate slip out people's lips with relative ease.
You say it to the person, they mess up your order, bro. You can't wait,
bro. Hey, like, for real. Hey, it could be Easter Sunday. Like, here it is. Now, let's be real. You ain't been in church no other time this year. So just having you in the house is a blessing. Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But here it is. Now, why she got to get up there with all them colors? Why you focus on that?
Just be happy they here, bro. Like, dang.
Exactly.
That's 100%,
exactly.
bro.
Before, it's like, but love is interesting. Love, it's like I look at love in so many different ways, right? Because sometimes we say we love when we really don't love. It's just a saying and something to say to put into that blank.
Yep.
I love you too. Sometimes we turn around and love you. We don't even say I love you. Love you. You know what I'm saying? But
that's one word too.
Love you. Exactly. But it's like no, you don't hear people come out there oftentimes saying I hate you. You don't, but when people get angry, when it comes out, first of all, it strikes like nothing else.
Different
when
blow.
you hear somebody say that out of true rage and anger, it's scathing.
You can't take it back. Once it left your mouth.
Exactly. And it cuts deep. But it's easier for people to hate than people to love.
It is.
And that's the crazy part about it. And then even if you do love, like, again, it's just the seeds that have been sown, man. Like, for the men, even with with their children, it's like so hard body, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy, that's my boy. It's like, man,
that's real.
Come here, boy. You know what I'm saying? Give him all that, but you ain't gonna give him a hug or whatever.
That's so real. That's so
go outside. That's my boy. Slap him on the back of the head. But everything is done like in the old days. Everything was always done with some sort of dominance, a domineering approach. Like you don't want to hug him, so you slap him upside the head. Get a boy concussion. Boy concussed. It's like
that's real.
It's like,
bro.
But you know what I'm saying, and. The chest pump, you didn't knock the boy over.
You know what's crazy? What made me think about that is like when I see one of my friends or homeboys or whatever, it's never a full embrace. It's always a dapping embrace. It ain't never just a full hug.
No hug, yeah.
You feel me?
You can't hold it too long.
You can't hold it too long, dog. Which is weird, bro, when you think about it. Like, now that we having this conversation.
See, now here we go, comedy hour. You going to get your hair cut. And you talking to your barber, you can't look your barber in the eye.
Never look him in the eye, bro. Especially if he about to line you up.
Hey, but my eyes, bro, I be looking at the ceiling. I be looking at everything. I just
know this stuff in the shop that you never seen before.
Never.
Bro.
Hey, boy, they told him all about his shop. Hey, bro, you seen that? You got a wet spot up there.
That's real, bro.
Like, for real, like
that's 100%, man. That's hilarious. But you're right, man, because it's like. It goes back to what you said earlier with effort, man. It takes effort to love, dog.
Nah, for real.
It takes real effort to love, man. And you have to dig deep and find a reason why. You know what I mean? Hate, bro. It's so easy to find a reason to hate.
It's on demand.
I could find, I could just say some crazy stuff right now. It's on demand, bro. It's like, and it's so like instead of hating on. What the next celebrity is doing or the next entertainment or figure is doing, focus on what's going on in your city, your local community. Your immediate area has local elections, hosts board meetings. Here in Savannah, man, every second and fourth Thursday from at 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., the city council holds meetings in person or online. And I found out that information on accident, man, trying to search something else on the city website. So the beginning of change is to start where you at your local level. Find out, your police meetings, local officials meetings, where they hold a campaign, gather your questions and concerns and allow them to be addressed and use your power as a citizen. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just on a small scale, but my point is instead of hating or find something to hate about, man, find something to change about. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to change something. You feel me?
You're right.
Falling by the appetite of money is another thing, man. And this one is tough, man. And I guess it's no different than any other subject. You don't know much about it. Some people don't know much about money. I don't know everything about money. I know how to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Know a little bit how to save it. But when you don't come from money or you just getting money, it's easy to misuse it because no one maybe ever taught you how to properly manage it. And I feel that that's a valid excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because you must also learn and seek the information.
You know, sometimes it comes a time where the money manages you.
Facts.
Like when you don't come from it, you're not used to it, then that means everything becomes
About the money.
And everything is on demand because you got the money. So it's like, you know, look at that word, demand. On demand. So you break that down. On, you could turn around and say on the man, on demand, or demand.
That's real, bro.
But it's like,
that's real.
We got to be careful with on demand.
Right? And that instant gratification tip.
Yes, sir.
You know
Because
what
that
I'm
could
saying?
be phrased many different ways.
Facts.
On the head of the man from demand, because we want it on demand.
Real talk, man. 100%. And I think like money is a substance, and most people have, or money is a substance, and most people have or do use it to look like money, or people use money like to look like money without learning how to keep it, grow it, or incorporate it. You know what I'm saying? So that it stays in the family longer, or stays in your pocket longer. So I have to learn how to use money, and that's a tough transition, man. It's on the journey, bro. Like I'm on that still journey. So instead of looking like I'm balling or looking like I'm doing business, you know, I have to actually learn and get acclimated to the business world, to the money world, and get around individuals that know how to properly use it. You know what I'm saying? That could be friends, friend of me, man. Ain't gotta be no head of a CEO company, but just somebody that's real proper with it, like you said, so I don't misuse it. That to add more detriment to my life.
What does looking like money look like?
When you frivolous with it, man, just like I just feel like, cause everybody got different tastes, right? You know, but like you got, for me, buying food or going out to eat when I know I got food at the house. I could just cook at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Just spending money, and it's like, why I'm doing that? You know what I'm saying? Buying clothes for a new event when I got a closet full of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
It's interesting. I ain't calling no names, but I know these people rather closely. But some people don't like eating leftovers. So
you feel me, bro?
But to me, it's like the leftovers get better sometimes when they sit. But anyways, but then some people dress the same way. I don't want to re-rock nothing.
Facts.
If
right?
I got it, I want to go out there and buy. But it's like, man, sometimes, man, when you take some of the things that, okay, you say you don't want to re-rock something, but you got the same name brand, even if that's your game, the name brands. You got the same name brands in your closet. You could take and flip them sometimes and weigh that with this. And then, you know what I'm saying?
There was a video circulating. Did you see me that with the suits? It was like, yeah, bro. Like, come on, bro. That was fire, though.
Nah, for
you know
real.
What I'm saying? That was good.
Yeah. But see, that comes with a little level of creativity. But
right.
Again, we losing that because of.
And the video we talking about is like, it's a video circulating where dude had like 5 colored suits, and he bought like 3 different shirts, and he made 75 suits out of 3 shirts and like 5 suits or something like that.
It's an art, creativity,
crazy, bro.
Most definitely.
But I think this is my last point. This one is super important, bro. Falling for the substance or falling for the appetite of conflict. You know what I'm saying?
Some people live for that.
Some people live for that, bro. And it's like, this is mostly directed to men, because I am a man, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I've seen it happen a lot. But it also applies to everybody.
Yeah.
To strive for substance, and again, substance from the definition I read was to add value to the world. So to strive for substance, you must learn conflict resolution. And as a man, humbling yourself and learning to explain yourself through words is way harder and consumes more energy up front than fighting or saying F you or using violence. But you really lose if you resort to violence. For in the long run, one of the displays of power for a man is to get someone to do what you want without harming them or taking advantage of them. But you have to learn to use your mind to do that. You know what I'm saying? So to change your environment or to change your situation, you must learn to change your mind first. And that's hard, man. Like, that's super hard to make that transition. But as men, we physically built to do hard things. You feel me? So learning to communicate your emotions more than violence and acting them out in our culture and life. So learning to communicate your emotions more than learning to communicate. Let me see how the word is. Learning to communicate your emotions more than violently acting them out is way better, because if you don't and you reverse that and resort to violence before you learn to communicate, then our community and our lives will continue to be plagued with violence.
That's an interesting tidbit there, man. One thing I want to add on to that, with what Bruce is talking about with this, I'm gonna just add on to that, and I'm gonna say that, especially pertaining to the men, especially men of color, one thing that makes it tough for us to do oftentimes is talk our emotions out. Facts. Or how we're feeling, just speaking it out. A lot of time we get choked up over our words. It's like, we don't know how to verbalize everything the rightful way, and we don't want to be the butt of the joke, so to speak. So we'd rather come at the situation in a domineering way, aggressive way, and use the act of intimidation rather than just trying to hash it out on a calm, hey brother, let's just talk about this type of way. But I do feel like with that also, since this is a new year, and let's discuss this also. One thing that could help that out, because behind all of that, it boils down to the root cause is trauma. And with trauma, you do have to talk to somebody. And that's the case, and that's the thing, man. If you haven't talked to anybody before, then how you gonna expect anybody to want to open up and speak in ways of nonviolent methods?
Facts.
They don't understand how. When you come from the streets, a lot of times somebody try you, somebody step on your shoe, somebody talk about your girl, somebody talk about your mama, somebody talk about whatever.
Right.
It's go. You know what I'm saying? And we were brought up in a generation of I wish it would.
Facts.
It says everything that it's supposed to say. So with that being said, already you on demand. There go that word again.
Facts.
On demand. I think we already
on demand. That's
on
real
demand,
though, bro.
So
on go mode.
There we go. On green light.
Hey, bro. Them trigger words though, bro. Like I'm thinking in my head, man. I'm just playing out either situation I've been in, a scene that happened, bro.
I got one.
People
for you.
That's on go mode, bro.
I got one for you. Yo mama. It's the way somebody said, yo mama.
Bro, that's so crazy, man.
For real. You ready to stop church service. Nah, it's time to get with it. But it's like, nah, like, seriously. We understand what our weaknesses are. So
yeah, man.
First of all, if you don't, you need to, that's something else going into this new year. You need to really like sit down and think about, if you were your own enemy, how you would attack yourself. Once you figure that out, write out what your weaknesses are. And then from that point, if you don't feel like that's something you can figure out by yourself, sit down and talk to somebody.
Facts.
It could be one of your close companions, whoever. I'm not just saying talk to anybody, but somebody you can get trust, and somebody that that really has some type of wisdom about themselves. Talk to them, because if we're not working on these things, we're just gonna get a continuation of what we already have.
Facts.
Foolishness.
That's a perfect word for it, bro.
Yeah. With a capital F. But like, yeah, certain things, the older we get, we can't continue to, conduct ourselves as a child. Then we have children and we asking them. Nah, we got to be the role models and set the precedence for what it is that we truly want to see. And, the improvement of our community, we have to take it into our own hands.
Facts, man.
I'm
with that 100%, bro.
Definitely.
It just was, I wanted to end with that, man, or at least that was my last talking point, because, man, conflict resolution, bro, is so important. And I feel like too many of our black not to make this a race thing, but I feel like too many people of black descent, man, black men, kill themselves, man, or kill each other, bro, because they lack conflict resolutions. And like, I'm not a street dude, bro. Never claimed to be, but from my experience with conflict, whether it be for me, it started in high school. You know what I'm saying? High school, middle school type things. You with your friends, you in class, you around other people come from different environments, and you become the butt of the joke. You may not understand why you the butt of the joke, and the first thing to do, like you said, was to build hate, to build rage.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's where that comes from, bro. And from me, and that's where I first saw it at. And then as you get older, man, you don't ever deal with that. You never figure out how, or people give you low hanging fruit ways of doing it, of handling it,
instant gratification.
You know what I'm saying, and it never allows you to elevate.
It's only a Band-Aid.
That's it, bro.
That's it.
You never put no antibiotics on it. You never allow it to heal, get some fresh air, nothing, exactly, bro. So it just scars you up.
Covering it.
You feel me? And infects you. You know what I'm saying? Builds infection. So it's like, man, conflict resolution is super important amongst black men, amongst men in general, amongst everybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to add, man.
And one last thing that I want to say.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Speaking to the men, like you said, people of color or just men, period. The tail end of 2022 saw, suicide. It saw a lot of suicide within the male populace. Like, toward the end of what's his name? Jason David Franks, I think, the original White Ranger, Green Ranger.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he committed suicide. And then you had
Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah.
He committed suicide. Now, both of those cases was in like I think a 3-week. It was about a 3-week. Right? It was about 3 weeks.
I think so.
Yeah, but and it just shows you, like, that's one thing about it. The difference a lot of times with the men versus women is women, they're not afraid to talk out their problems.
I'm telling you, bro.
And the thing that really like hit me, man, in both of these situations, though, and I'm not trying to dig too much into it, but in both situations, both Jason's situation and Twitch, both of them, the spouse came out, wrote a letter talking about what type of man, husband, and just like pretty much talking about leadership of their family, that they just hit loss. And my thing is this here. I felt it just weird that, a letter had to come out after the fact, to appreciate them. I'm not blaming the women in neither one of these cases, but I feel like now the one thing that's around now is a letter, but in both cases the men are gone. I'm speaking to any couple relationship that's out there. If you struggling, to talk, make it a struggle no more. Open up your mouth, say something, and you could just start off by just thinking as though this individual wasn't there tomorrow, because tomorrow not promised to nobody.
Facts.
So if you think about life as though they're not going to be here tomorrow, then that might help encourage you to say something, profound today that can change things.
100%.
A lot of time we get drunk off of anger, emotion, stuff like that, and I ain't speaking to I bet you I won't be the first one to say a word. And then all of a sudden, something, God forbid, happens, and then all this, I wish I would have.
Yep.
Now you left with regret. So how about think about, you know what? I can't sit up there and I'm not going to have regret living in my heart. So I'm going to just say my piece and be done with it. Now, I can only control me, so if I can control me, I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to be done with it. But I'm not going to come from with no malice in my heart, any of that.
Facts.
Speak with love. Let love lead the way.
Bro, love is a substance, bro.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I love that, dog. That's all I had to say, man. You got anything to add?
That's it, bro. That's it.
That's it, man. All right, bro. So this is another episode of the Real Talk Podcast, man. We appreciate everybody listening. I got something I want to do towards the end here, man. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a quick second, man. So it was a couple of shout outs I wanted to give, and I'm trying to find where I put it at. Did a little screenshot of it. And if I don't get it this episode, man, I'll make sure I get it next episode. Is she waking up over there?
Yeah.
For those of y'all who don't know, man, that's my daughter in the background that's been making all that noise. But I can't find it here, but I know for sure, man, we had some international viewers from like Belgium, Netherlands, Chicago, California, Texas, the New Jersey area, Philly, Florida, Georgia representing, Missouri, anybody else, Oregon, Washington State, Washington, D.C., and somebody from the Middle East actually, man, reached out. So
that's big,
man. We want to thank you guys, bro, because it's like we just two brothers talking on the mic, man.
That's it. That's it.
So
doing what we would call to do, man.
Exactly, that's bro. It. So I appreciate you, man, showing up every week. I appreciate you guys showing up every week, showing us love, man. So till next Thursday, man, we'll see you guys, and that's it, man. That's all we got. Peace.
Peace.
We appreciate you giving us a listen. If you like this episode and would like to engage with us or support, reach out through our social media platforms, linked in the description, and tune in every Thursday to check out new episodes. See you next week.